Hello and welcome to another Magic the Gathering unboxing. So last week saw the release of the new set Amonkhet, and I have a new fat pack, or as it's called now, bundle to unbox. I also got a couple of other videos which will be coming up over the next few weeks. So we've also got a Deck Builder's Toolkit, because that was released as part of this particular set. Looks like they're going to do a Deck Builder's Toolkit with the larger of the two sets if they keep with the current two set block, and also got the two Planeswalker decks as well, so it'll be interesting to see what's in those. So what we'll do is we will get this box open, see what nice pulls we get, have a look at the encyclopedia and the sort of set guide, whatever you want to call it. So let's just actually see what's in here. I've noticed just by looking at this, we've got that sort of large box as a spacer, which I was using as a dice box. So we've got Player's Guide with Encyclopedia, Amonkhet card box, which essentially is this thing, or the bit inside of here. 10 Amonkhet booster packs, 25 double-sided tokens, which is interesting. I'm trying to remember if they've ever done that in a fat pack or in a bundle before. 80 card basic land pack, which includes the 20 full art basic lands. So I wonder what they were going to do there. This set is another set with full art lands. Now, instead of making all of the card pack for the basic lands full art, there's just a subset within there, so you get both the full art and the regular artwork. I believe also that the boosters themselves will have a certain percentage of the lands. The land slot will be the full art lands. There's a spin down life counter in here, and there's a magic quick reference guide. Okay. These are very well shrink wrapped now. Okay, you can hear the dice rattling around inside. I think I mentioned this before, and I've never really tried to open one of these, but yeah, there's actually artwork that runs around the inside of this box, so you can sort of open it out down the seal here if you're real careful, and you've got sort of like this very wide piece of artwork. All the fat packs where they've got to actually have that on, so there's our little sort of cardboard spacer, which also doubles up as a container of some description. And I think I showed you on another video, the previous one of the previous ones of those, what I did was basically that's where I keep a lot of my dice now from various fat packs and products. So they're all in there. Okay, before we start doing anything else, let's have a look through here. So as with all these, I tend to avoid looking at too many of the spoilers before I open the fat pack, just because I like the sort of uniqueness of opening the product for the first time. So this is obviously very much based around the world of, or the civilization of, Amonkhet. So this is effectively an Egyptian themed set. Not surprisingly, there's gods in the set. There's also some new mechanics which are Egyptian themed. We've got Embalm, and as we go through the cards, we'll sort of see how those work through within the card. We've got Aftermath, so this is another variant on the sort of split card. With this one, you've got a part that you cast, from your hand, and then the other part is cast, I believe, from the graveyard, but we'll have a closer look at that. And then cycling's come back, so this ability to sort of get rid of cards that are surplus to your requirements if you need to. And then also exert. So another one, we'll have a look at actually that on when we see a card with exert on it. Another top 10 coolest cards, in this case obviously Amonkhet. So we've got Nissa, Steward of Elements, Kefnet the Mindful, Trial of Solidarity, Lineala Death's Majesty, Never to Return, so that's a split card, As Foretold, Glorybringer, Honoured Hydra, Wayward Servant, that is, and Channeler Initiate. A bit about the world of Amonkhet, the afterlife. There's a big sort of back story, world development here, and then a little bit about the different gods that represent the 5 colours of magic. And there's obviously a Planeswalker tie-in to the set as well. And then there's the card encyclopedia. So just quickly flick through this, see if there's anything. Often you get these sets where they've got some interesting cards towards the end. If the set's got sort of anything special. So we go into our multicoloured, our split cards. See, there's a whole load of these. And our land. And we've got the full art. Yeah, so again here, because we've got Planeswalker decks, what they do is the cards numbered 270 and higher don't appear in booster packs. These exclusive Planeswalker deck cards and common dual lands are legal for tournament play in any format that includes Amonkhet set. So the only way you'll get these, if you're opening product, is through opening basically the Planeswalker decks. And then there's also these invocations. So this, I don't know how clearly you can see this artwork here. I don't know how good it is in the light. So this is another one of these instances with the set where you have these special premium foil coated cards with these sort of unique card frames and expansion systems. So these are stuck randomly within boosters. And obviously there's a pretty low number. You have to be opening quite a lot of product to statistically pull one of these. But anyway, that's obviously something that Wizards started out a few sets ago, and they're carrying that on. Anyway, let's get on with this. Next packs. Yep. Okay. Again, I always like the little touches that they seem to be doing now with improving stuff. So the box has this really useful spacer in it, which you can move backwards and forwards. It's pretty useful when you don't actually have that many cards. And often with mine, what I've started to do is, I use these boxes to basically keep my commons and uncommons in, and then I put my foils and my rares and mythics into a binder. But also then what I can do is that I'm starting to go through, and any commons and uncommons that I think are multiplayer playable, I'll sort of bring up to the front or separate out. So that's really useful. You can sort of separate, subdivide your cards in there without having to specifically use card dividers or anything like that. Okay, let's look at this dice. This is a sort of, I don't know how well this comes out on camera. There's the set symbol with that sort of pyramid look to it. Sort of blue with with like a sparkly blue colour to that. I'm using slightly different lighting today. I've got one of those daylight lamps coming in from the side just to see whether it's going to make things clearer. So we'll see. Let's have a look at these tokens, because this is a new thing. Well, new to fat packs, I think. It's the first time I've seen tokens in fat packs. I'm assuming this is because this set is the mechanics, which are generating tokens from the from various abilities of the set. Okay, so double-sided. So we've got zombie and there's emblem in here as well. So unwavering initiate, worm, even initiate. Yeah. So what happens is some cards produce specific zombies. There's a snake, Aven Wind Guide, and a hippo. Ketra's attendant, and a beast. True Heart Duelist, and a zombie, Sacred Cat. Insect, Anointer Priest, and a drake, Labyrinth Guardian, Warrior, Tarkrop Skirmisher, a cat, zombie, and Vizier of Many Faces, worm, Unwavering Initiate, snake, True Heart Duelist, looks like we're repeating here, zombie, Temet Vizier of, crikey, Nectumen, I think that is, cat, and Tarkrop Skirmisher, insect, Sacred Cat, beast with Ketra's attendant, insect, Labyrinth Guardian, warrior, and Honoured Hydra, another warrior with a Heart Piercer Manticore, another warrior with Glyph Keeper, hippo and Aven Wind Guide, snake, Aven Initiate, drake with a Anointed Priest, and another drake with Angel of Sanctions. Open the land pack up and quickly flick through this artwork so you can get a feel for the artwork of the set. So we're starting off with our regular sort of lands, and within there's the full art stuff. I just keep flicking through until we start to see some repeats here. I should have checked in the encyclopedia, looked a bit closer to work out how many different types of artwork there are. It's pretty cool. I'm trying to think of that other early Magic set. It sort of reminds me a little bit of the artwork from that. Is it Mirage, some of it? Not that that was necessarily an Egypt themed set, but some of it reminds me a little bit. Particularly this sort of card. Okay, so I think we've easily gone through the full cycle there, so we'll just flip over. So down the bottom here, this is our full land section. Okay, so let's take a look at these. So my guess is with this, 20 of these. So that would be what? Is there 4 lots of artwork maybe? And with this, what's interesting is the artwork is very different. We've got these Nicol Bolas horns in the background. That's cool. They didn't just sort of reuse the artwork on the full art lands, and just extend them out a bit. It's nice that they've actually got slightly different artwork there. Okay, so that's good. So now, this is the most interesting part of the proceedings. Let's crack some packs. You'll have to let me know if the video looks any clearer than previous ones. Like I said, I've got some side lighting here with one of those sort of fall daylights type lights. Okay, so we've got Cancel in the set, Thresher Lizard, Jury's Resolve, Benefaction of Ronas, Pitiless Vizier, in Oketra's Name. Zombies you control get +2/+1 until end of turn. Gustwalker. You may exert Gustwalker as it attacks. When you do, you get a +1/+1 and gains flying until end of turn. An exerted creature won't untap during your next untap step. Blazing Volley. Tar Crop Elite, another card with Exert on it. Sacred Excavation, so we're moving on to our uncommons. Spring to Mind. There you can see, so if we just turn this around so you can see it easier. See if I can get that in focus. So the spring bit is the sorcery, and you play that regularly. Search your library for a basic land card, put it onto the battlefield tap, then shuffle your library, and that's 2 and a green. The mind part, which is the aftermath part, so that's a 4 and 2 blue instant aftermath. Cast this spell only from your graveyard, then exile it, draw 2 cards. Trial of Solidarity, and our rare is Approach of the Second Sun. Uh-oh. Wow, I think we've got something interesting here. I just unfortunately did that. I was hoping not to do that. Okay, so 6 and a white sorcery. If Approach of the Second Sun was cast from your hand and you've cast another spell named Approach of the Second Sun this game, you win the game. So this is one of these alternate win con cards that you see crop up in a lot of sets. Otherwise, put Approach of the Second Sun onto its owner's library, 7th from the top, and you gain 7 life. Okay, oh my word, what do we have here? I've actually got, it's funny, when I sort of went back in time, because I started around 10th edition, one of the cards I really liked from the earlier sets was Dark Ritual. This is a Dark Ritual, so this is pretty cool that I've pulled this. I have no idea how much this is worth, but it doesn't really matter. Like a lot of this stuff, it's nice when you get these special cards and it's actually a card that you really like from Magic. I suppose a little bit disappointed by the artwork on this, although the foiling's super nice. I don't know if you can see that, and it's interesting to see one in real life. You can sort of see how the problem with the wording. Now, I could see fairly easy that was Dark Ritual, and with the Dark Ritual, for a single black you get to add triple black to your mana pool, so that's pretty cool. There we go, and we have a swamp. Oh, and a zombie token. So I'm assuming the regular tokens are just going to be one-sided. Right, okay, let's move on here. Okay, Tormenting Voices in the set. and Supply Caravan. Illusory Wrappings, Doomed Dissenter, Initiates Companion, so there's a few cats in the set. Supernatural Stamina, I think that is, yeah, Stinging Shot, hold on. Yeah. Magma Spray, Inoketra's Name, Aven Initiate, so moving on to our uncommons. Manglehorn, Lord of the Accursed. Sounds cool. All zombies you control get +1/+1. 1 and a black. Tap all zombies, gain menace until end of turn. So it's like a zombie lord there. Vizier of Deferment, Archfiend of Ifnir is our rare, so 3 and 2 black for a creature demon with flying. Whenever you cycle or discard another card, put a -1/-1 counter on each creature your opponents control. And it's cycling for 2. So this not only has cycling on it, but it cares about cycling. There's an island and a warrior token. Okay. So we have Cancel, Bloodlust Inciter, Fanbearer, Spidery Grasp, Blighted Bat, Electrify, Painful Lesson, Slitherblade, another Inoketra's Name, Gustwalker. So you may exert the Gustwalker as it attacks. When you do, it gets +1/+1 and gains flying until end of turn. Another one of those exert cards. Consuming Fervour, Trial of Ambition, so when we've moved on to our uncommons. And interesting, Trial of Ambition cares about cartouches as well, so there's a cycle of cartouches in here. Edifice of Authority, Prepare to Fight, so another Aftermath. So with the top half, which is 1 and a white, it's an instant untapped target creature. It gets +2/+2 and gains lifelink until end of turn. And on the fight bit, it's throw in a green sorcery. Aftermath, cast this spell only from your graveyard, then exile it. Target creature that you control fights target creature an opponent controls. Planes, and so here we have these. I don't know if these, yeah, these sort of punch out. Let me just show you that. So you've got exerted. I don't think it's a token, but it's an indicator. An embalmed indicator and another exerted. Interesting. And you've got these little -1 tokens, and I think these are sort of brick tokens as well. I think there's a brick theme in the set. I should have kept an eye open for those as well. I've maybe skipped over some of those, but we'll see. Oh, here's one of these cartouches. So we'll have a look at this thing as we had a card which mentioned it. So single red enchantment or a cartouche. Enchant creature you control. When Cartouche of Zeal enters the battlefield, target creature can't block this turn. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 and has haste. So that's Cartouche of Zeal. Sparring Mummy, Heckma Sentinels, Manticore of the Gauntlet, Spidery Grasp, another Blighted Bat, Luxor River Shrine, Compulsory Rest, River Serpent, another card with cycling for a single, that one's got single blue, Horror of the Broken Land, another cycling card for a single black, Embalmer's Tools, so we're getting onto the uncommons now. Activated abilities of creature cards in your graveyard cost 1 less to activate. Honoured Crop Captain, so multicoloured card. Crocodile of the Crossing, and Sweltering Suns is our rare. 1 and 2 red. Sweltering Sun deals 3 damage to each creature. It's a sorcery. It's got cycling 3 on it. So for 3, discard this card, draw a card. Forest and Aven Initiate token. Another cartouche, Cartouche of Solidarity. As I said, there's a cycle of these, and a Cartouche of Knowledge. So so far we've had the red, the white, and the blue. Nimble Blade Kenra, I think that is. It's prowess on it. Fan Bearer, Colossopede, Scarab Feast with cycling. Splendid Agony. As you can see, there's a -1/-1 counter theme in here. Pursue Glory, another card with cycling on it. Naga Vitalist, Winds of Rebuke, Wayward Servant. So the other thing about these sort of 2 colour cards is they're often used as sort of indicators in draft to indicate a potential draft archetype. So for this one, this is our sort of white-black cares about zombies theme. Grasping Dunes. So we got some land. There's a desert cycle in here as well, I think. Baleful Ummit. And our rare is Channeler Initiate. So 1 and a green, creature human druid. Whenever a Channeler Initiate enters the battlefield, put 3 -1/-1 counters on target creature you control. Tap, remove a -1/- counter from Channeler Initiate. Add 1 mana of any colour to your mana pool, and that's a 3/4. Forest and an insect token. I love these packs. Super shiny. I don't know if anybody ever opened any packs from sort of the original Zendikar. They're not quite as foily as those, but they have a real sort of nice look to them with that sort of gold sort of shininess. Heckma Sentinels, Nimble Blade Kenra, I think that is, Sparring Mummy, Naga Oracle, Soul Stinger, Colossopede, Binding Mummy, Dissenter's Deliverance, Cartouche of Strength, so we've got the green cartouche. Evolving Wilds is in the set. So we've got a classic fixing there. Crops up all over the place in Magic. Protection of the Heckma. Open into Wanda. And a Blood Rage Brawler. Our rare is Prowling Serpapard. So 1, 2 green for a creature cat snake. It's a 4/3. Prowling Serpapard can't be countered. Creature spells you control can't be countered. Cool. It's a mountain, and Anointer Priest is our token. So we've not seen any mythics yet, although we did get that nice special okay. Another cartouche of solidarity, cartouche of knowledge, brute strength, sacred cat, that's with lifelink and embalm. So here's an embalm card. So embalm for a single white, exile this card from your graveyard, create a token that's a copy of it, except it's a white zombie cat with no mana cost, embalm only as a sorcery. So this is why there's so many of those tokens. Greater sandworm, wander in death, compulsory arrest, I think that is, winds of rebuke, final reward, dissenter's deliverance, ruthless sniper, Kefner's monument, and our lay claim, and our rare is insult to injury. So insult is a 2 and a red sorcery. Damage can't be prevented this turn. If a source you control would deal damage this turn, it deals double that damage instead. And injury is a sorcery with aftermath. You can only cast that from your graveyard and then exile it. And injury deals 2 damage to target creature and 2 damage to target player. It's a swamp, and another one of those cards that allow you to keep track of exerted embalms, your bricks, and the -1/-1 tokens. Okay, so here we go. We have a Naga Oracle, a Greater Sandworm, Wander in Death, Binding Mummy, Decision Paralysis, Owned Kopesh, I think that's. Another cartouche, black one, Netcrop Entangler, Asara Cultivator, Flame Blade Adept, Cast Out, we have in here, Vizier of Tumbling Sands, Cruel Reality. So this is our mythic 5 and 2 black enchant player. It's an enchantment or a curse. At the beginning of enchanted player's upkeep, that player sacrifices a creature or planeswalker. If the player can't, he or she loses 5 life. And we have a foil hieroglyphic illumination. That looks pretty cool. If you can see the foiling on that. So 3 and a blue, draw 2 cards, and cycling single blue, a mountain and a warrior token. Okay. Compelling argument, brute strength, honorary kudu, I think that is, miasmic mummy, shimmer scale drake, cradle of the accursed, another desert there, Osra cultivator, electrify, painful lesson, slitherblade, trial of strength, Sheffet monitor, it's a lizard, grim strider, so we've got our uncommons, and oh excellent, we have a legendary creature, Temet Vizier of Naktuman, or white and blue, legendary creature, human cleric. It's a 2/2. At the beginning of your combat, on your turn, target creature token you control gets +1/+1 until end of turn and can't be blocked this turn. And it's got embalm 3, white blue. Exile this card from your graveyard, create a token that's a copy of it, except it's a white zombie human cleric with no mana cost, embalm only as a sorcery. He's an island, and unwavering initiate as our token. And then our final pack, Minotaur Sure Shot, Girou's Resolve, I think that is, Curse Minotaur, Benefaction of Ronas, Floodwaters, Gift of Paradise, Wasteland Scorpion, Emberhorn Minotaur, Those Who Serve, Scribe of the Mindful, Ruthless Sniper, Onward, Arncrop Champion, so that's a sort of green-white draft archetype indicator card. Pyramid of the Pantheon is a rare. 1 for an artifact, and you can pay 2, tap it, add 1 mana of any colour to your mana pool. Put a brick counter on Pyramid of the Pantheon, so there's our bricks, and add 3 mana of any 1 colour to your mana pool. Activate this ability only if there are 3 or more brick counters on Pyramid of the Pantheon. We have a Plains and a Glyph Keeper, so there we have it. So we've got some very interesting cards there. Obviously, thing I'm sort of pretty pleased about, obviously, is this this nice foily special of Dark Ritual. We got Legendary Creature, and yeah, a whole load of stuff here. So there we have it, the Amonkhet bundle. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.